welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you that are new, we are live tonight. I'm going to do a live makeover on cute Pam tonight. And along with the edited content on my channel, I also live stream makeovers. So we're live tonight. There's nothing going to be edited out. I'm going to explain what we do as we go. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by priming her lids. Go ahead and close for me. So I already did her eyebrows off camera and I prepped her skin. She's a little bit on the drier side. So I did a light exfoliation and then I moisturized. So now I'm just going to prime her lids before we put on the shadow. And I've really been liking Tarte Shape Tape Concealer because it dries very matte, so the shadows will stick to it and stay all day. But it has a lot of pigment on it because most of us have a lot of color on our lids, the veins or whatnot. And then also I like to do it on the inner corners too to cover those dark circles. So I just put a super light layer of product on, and then I'm just going to take a damp beauty blender. I love like the little tiny ones because they get in the little crevices. So I'm just going to smooth it out, just lightly pat it on. I'm so excited to do Pam's makeup because she usually doesn't wear any, right? Do you wear anything?
Sometimes lip gloss, but
yes.
That's it.
You don't need it. Pam is so pretty, but I'm so excited.
Me too.
It'll be so fun. Turn a little bit towards me. Pam and I go to church together, and I just remember the first thing I thought about you is like, you have amazing hair. It's like so thick and beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
You don't color it, right?
No.
You're like this
natural
natural blonde. No one's a natural blonde anymore. You're lucky.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and set this. I usually do like a light layer of translucent powder before I go in with my shadows, just because when whenever you go in on a product, it's a little bit tacky, so it's going to grab whatever you do. So if you set it with a translucent powder, it'll make it a little more smooth, and then you won't get patchy shadows. So Pam has really beautiful blue eyes, so I want to play those up tonight. So I'm going to do some of my favorite MAC shadows and a couple Anastasia. So first I'm going to use the Soft Glam palette. This is new. She just came out with it, and I love it so much because it has all my favorite shades. So I'm going to use the shade Tempera, and it's like a really pale, just a light neutral. It kind of has a little bit of pink in it, and I just use that to highlight under the brow bone and then the inner corner of the eye. Turn a little bit towards me. And this is matte. I'm actually going to be using all matte shadows on Pam today. So I'm going to show you guys how I like to change the shape of the eyes, but still do something pretty natural, very wearable. I really like to highlight, so I highlight under the brow bone, just like under the arch, under the highest part, because what I want to do for Pam is I want to make her eyes look really, really bright, very open, and I want her natural color to pop. So I want to like make her eye shape look a little bit bigger. So I like to take this light color and put it under the brow bone, and then I also like to do the inner corner too, because that helps open everything up and lift it, and I'm going to extend that on her lid. Okay. So now that that is done, I'm going to go in with one of my MAC shadows, and this one is Soft Brown, and this is one of my favorite transition colors. If I'm doing like a warm shadow look, I really like this one, or I like Bamboo, because they're warm and they kind of go with a lot of different color shadows. So what I'm going to do with Pam is she has a little bit of a hooded lid. So what I want to go ahead and do is I want to create the illusion of a higher crease. So I'm going to take this light transition color and just blend it up on top of the hooded lid.
What's a hooded lid?
So a hooded lid is like the opposite of having like a defined crease. So sometimes people, when they open their eyes, you'll see that like it kind of indents a little bit there. And a hooded lid is where the skin kind of goes over the crease a little bit. And it's genetic. Lots of people have it. My eyes are kind of hooded too. They're really pretty. I feel like hooded eyes are kind of like that sultry looking eye, and then eyes that aren't hooded are more like the Bambi, like doe-eyed looks.
Oh, okay.
Like, do you know who Blake Lively is?
Yes.
So she has hooded eyes. Do you know who Jennifer Lawrence is? Hunger Games.
Okay, yeah.
What else is she?
That's
all I can think of.
I think so.
She has hooded eyes, kind of like those like just really pretty. I don't know, they just look like smoky eyes to me. I think they're pretty. Okay, so I used like a wider fluffy brush on her to first lay the color down because I wanted it to be really diffused. But now I kind of want to enhance what we did and alter the shape a little bit more. So I sized down my brush to something smaller. This one's a Morphe. This is the M433. I usually use the MAC 217, but this one's super similar. So I have a bunch of this style of brush in my kit because they're great for the crease. Sorry, I'll try to do this so you guys can see. Is my hand in the way? Okay, so as you can see with this brush, the color looks a little bit darker because this brush is smaller and it's denser. So if you use the wide fluffy brush, it's just going to put a light wash of color. If you use a more dense, smaller fluffy brush, it's going to be darker. So I'm lifting her lid just a little bit, just to get the color on smooth. So what I'm doing, I'm kind of doing a dome shape. So I'm starting from the corner and I'm lifting up and bringing up the shadow near her brow bone. I still want some light under the brow. I don't want it to touch it, but I'm lifting it up and this is going to make her eyes look bigger. And then when there's not much left on my brush, I'm going to go ahead and sweep it all across her lid. I want to do a gradient of dark over here and then lighter in the inner corner. But I do want there to be some pigment under her eyes. So when you have blue eyes, if you want to make them pop, you want to do something that's opposite from blue on the color wheel. So if you've ever looked at like an artist color wheel, it's just a circle with like the rainbow of colors. And then what you do is you look for the color across from the color you want to pop. So the color that's across from blue is orange. So if you use shadows with bronzies or warm tones, like orangey tones, it's going to make the blue eyes pop. So that's what we're doing today. So next I'm going in with another MAC shadow. This one I think is Swiss Chocolate. And this one is just going to further define the crease for us. Go ahead and close. So I'm just going to go in this outer corner, just add a little bit of pigment. And I'm keeping it near the outside because this will widen her eye a little bit. If I bring this in too close, it's going to make her eyes look more closed and small. And I'm just lightly doing swirls with this to blend it into that transition color. And this is going to be my darkest color on PM today. I'm going to keep this look soft and springy because we've been having nice spring weather lately. Okay, go ahead and look forward. So you can kind of see like all the smokiness is concentrated out here. So I'm just layering my colors basically. I start lighter and then I start building the darker one just to kind of lift her eyes. And you can start to see her eyes change shape, but you'll really start to see it once we get in with the lashes and stuff like that. So now I'm going to do the liner. I'm going to go in with a brown gel liner. So I'm using a brown gel liner and a MAC 266 brush. And because she's a client and this isn't for personal use, I'm just going to scoop out the gel with a spatula just so it stays hygienic. Okay. I like to do the brown gel liner on people with blue eyes and like more fair skin. I feel like it's a little bit softer, especially if you're going for a lighter look, it doesn't look as harsh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly tight line her liner, and what that means when you tight line, you're just pressing the eyeliner right in the lashes and you're wiggling it in. So you're keeping it low to her lash line. And actually with Pam, I'm only going to put liner on the outer half of her lid. And I'm going to slightly wing it out. Hopefully you guys can see. I think you'll see a little bit better when I do the other side. Go ahead and open for me. So I'm just adding a little bit of definition. And she said she had watery eyes, but so far,
I know,
so far they're not watery. Hopefully we didn't jinx it. But they're doing
Maybe
good.
that's the key. I need to wear makeup, huh?
Because you said they're not sensitive. Go ahead and try. They just water sometimes. Well, that's good. Do you wear mascara? often?
You know,
Okay.
yeah, not too much.
Do they water when you do that?
Sometimes, yes.
Do you have to do like waterproof?
Yes.
Yeah, I always have to do waterproof for my brides. So you never know.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna cry.
If
But
it's a
usually,
bride,
yeah.
Happy
keep that
tears,
in my
of
kit.
course.
Yes, happy tears for sure. Okay, so now that that's on, we're gonna go ahead and put on her lashes. So first we're gonna curl her eyelashes. So especially if you're working on hooded eyes, you always want to curl the lashes because it lifts everything up and it will open it up a little bit more. So go ahead and look forward, look down slightly. This is probably going to feel weird if you never really wear makeup. We'll try to make your eyes not water. It's so weird to curl lashes on camera because it looks like scary, but it's not. You're good.
I've done that before.
You have curled the lashes.
Yes.
Have you heard of a lash lift?
No.
It's like a perm for your eyelashes, basically. Because lash extensions are getting really popular, but now everyone's doing lifts. So you go in and they just put like a cream on your lashes and they wrap it around a little wand and they let it process, and then it just makes your natural lashes really curly.
Oh my gosh.
And then you can dye them too, so you'll like have these dark curly lashes.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy what you can do.
Interesting.
But it's nice if you don't wear makeup. Go ahead and look down. So I'm just going to customize these to her eyes. So these are, I think they're 747s, and that number is like just a generic description of them. You can get any brand of lashes, and they'll have this size. So what I usually do, the lashes will have like little beads, like little balls of clusters. So I usually just count how many, and then I cut it off. So for her, I cut off 4. I'm just going to make sure that is the right size, and then I'll do the same to the other. Pam has never worn lashes before. Well, it's been a while. Go ahead and open. So this will be so exciting. Lashes are my favorite. I feel like they just make a huge difference.
Do you ever have a time where like one eye is different than
With
the other
lashes?
with the lashes? Yeah.
No, just because of the way I put it on. Like I start with
Okay.
the middle. I make sure they're even as I go, but that's definitely something. Like if you put lashes on yourself, like for sure, make sure they're even. I feel like I always tell people lashes are like riding a bike. Like the first couple times you put them on yourself, you're like, this is so awkward. But then it's fine. It just clicks and they're easy. Like I have lash extensions now, but usually I wear the strips every day. Because for me, it's faster than putting on mascara. Go ahead and look down, but don't close all the way.
Okay.
And you can blink if you need to. So the reason I'm not having her close is because if she closes, this glue is going to kind of spread apart and it's going to get on her lower lashes, and I don't want them to get stuck together. So if she just looks down, that way it flattens out her lid, but they're not going to get stuck together. And if you guys are watching live, if you're tuned in now, there's a chat room so you can ask questions and I can answer them for you. When I first started my channel, I started just by live streaming makeovers, so I would live stream every night. Now I've been putting more edited content on my channel, but I still plan on live streaming once a week. So if you guys have anything specifically you want to see, or if you just like seeing makeovers, let me know. Okay, so same thing to the other eye. So I always cut the lash from the outside corner because I don't want to cut the shorter ones off from the inside, because they're supposed to be that way. And I love this brand of glue, the callus glue. It's super good because it dries really quick. It comes with a little applicator and it stays on all day. I used Duo for years and years. I love Duo, but it dries super slow. So if your client has watery eyes, Pam's aren't watering right now, which is super good. But if you have like a slow drying lash glue, like it's like an uphill battle. Your inside corners are watering a little bit, so that one's lifting, but I'll fix it. Yeah, go ahead and look down. So it's good to have a glue that dries quicker. I also really love the House of Lashes glue, but that one is so strong, which is like good. Like if you are working on a client and they have like oily eyelids or really watery eyes and their lashes always lift, the House of Lashes glue is good for that. But I don't use it anymore because I feel like it's so good that like you can't take them off. So this is like a happy medium. Like it stays on really well, but look down for me. Perfect. So with her corners being slightly watery, I just keep an eye on it. I just like keep pushing it in with my tweezers. And then this inside corner is lifting a little bit because there was a little bit of moisture. It just caused that glue not to dry. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue on my tweezers. And I'm just going to rub it on the tip of the lash. So I do it with the tweezers because it's super, super precise. And then what I'm going to do is wait for it to get a little bit tacky, and then I'm going to push it in. My dog's barking downstairs. Okay, so why that gets tacky, I'm going to move on to her skin. So like I said, actually I'm ready to push it in. Like I said, her skin was a little bit dry, so I just wiped it down with micellar water and I exfoliated it a little bit, and then I put on some Embryolisse moisturizer. So she's feeling pretty good now. Usually I'll let the moisturizer sink in while I do the eyes, and then I'll feel the skin and see what it needs. Hers feels nice. So we don't need to add any more moisture or anything like that. We can go in with our foundation. So because Pam doesn't usually wear much makeup, I don't want things to feel too heavy for her. So I'm just going to do a really light layer because this foundation's like a medium to full coverage. So if you put on a light layer, it's more medium. If I was to do a second layer or more product, it would be more full. So it must be her.
I'm surprised even with the eyelashes. I figured they'd be heavy, but
yeah,
they're not.
Yeah, they're really not, especially this type of lash. They have like a thinner band, so they're very natural. They're fun. You're going to love them. You're going to be addicted. You're going to want to sleep in them. These kind you have to take off at night, but
I'll be every morning, Julie. Come
over and do my lashes. You can stop by. Do everyone's lashes in the morning. Yeah, that's why whenever I do like private makeup lessons and stuff, I always teach them to do lashes because I feel like it's just the easiest way to feel like really pretty and really done is just to pop on a strip of lash. And some are easier than others. Like this brand that I was saying, I really like because they're easy to put on. They look very natural, but they look very pretty. So after I do her face, I'm going to go back and work on her eyes a little bit more. Turn towards me. I'm going to do this side of your face. I'm going to curl her lashes and then add a little bit of mascara and a little more color. I like the Beauty Blender because it absorbs the extra foundation. So if I just dip my sponge in it and spread it around her face, it's going to keep it from looking cakey. And I always do it damp because it helps spread it around. And she has some red undertones, so I did like a slightly pink foundation and I added a little bit of yellow just to kind of balance everything out. You're pretty even overall though. Sometimes people's face, we just carry a lot of redness on our face, and sometimes people's faces are like much different than your chest, but yours is nice and even. Hubby gonna do anything fun tonight? What is he gonna say when you come home and you're so glam?
The only thing is he's at work.
Oh, he's at work?
He works nights, so I'll just have to send him a picture.
Send him a selfie.
Or I'll lay in bed waiting. No,
There
sorry guys.
That's too funny. Okay, so I'm going to go in with MAC's Prep and Prime for her under eye. And this is cool. It has like a little pump up pen, but I'm going to use a different brush to put it on her. But if you're using it for personal use, you can just use the little brush it comes with. Do you have any daughters, Pam?
Yes, I have 2 daughters. And they look just like me, so if you ever saw them, you...
So cute.
Yeah.
So are they into makeup at all, or were they?
My oldest daughter is. She's really into makeup.
Yeah.
So my younger one, a little, but not, not that much.
Not a ton, turns
yeah.
towards me.
Yeah, my older daughter, she was the, I don't want to sound bad, but like the pursuit, the girly one, you know?
That's so funny.
Yeah. So
your other one more sporty or
more,
just not quite as...
Yeah, more kind of like a flower child, I would say she is, you know? Yeah. She's my flower child.
That's so cute.
She actually lives in the mountains, so it's kind of funny.
Does she?
Yeah.
Look up for me. What does she do?
She actually she's an artist, so she does pictures and then she sells them online.
Cool.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
She's very talented. She got that, I think, from my dad because he was, as just a hobby, you know, for a friend he drew.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, she's very talented as far as her art.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And she's the one that does like makeup?
No, she's the one.
Because I feel like with art, she'd probably be good at it, even if she
Yeah,
doesn't like it.
that's
If
true,
she
with
ever
the colors and everything.
Yeah, if she ever did makeup, she'd probably be
Yeah,
awesome.
she probably would be.
Okay, I'm just...
I mean, she does wear makeup, but not...
Not a ton.
Yeah.
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 Okay, I'm going to set that... Usually on drier skin, I actually don't use a ton of powders, but because we film with so many studio lights, it's very reflective, so it makes the skin look a little bit shinier than it is, so I usually powder the T-zone. Just a little bit.
And her brushes smell really good.
It's my Cinema Secrets brush cleaner. It's the best smell ever. Okay, I'm going to contour her a little bit. I like to use the Makeup Forever Pro Finishing Palette powder because it has a little bit of coverage to it. And I like it because they have a really big shade range because it's like a foundation powder, so I can choose kind of those medium tones to contour with. And I just am adding a little bit of color to her face. I'm not going to do heavy contouring tonight. Just lightly across her forehead, and then I'm going to go in with my Anastasia contour colors. Nope, I'm not because I didn't put them in my kit. I'm going to use toothpaste.
Toothpaste?
Toothpaste. Have you heard of the brand Toothpaste?
No, I haven't.
It's cute. Their stuff is scented. Like this one smells like chocolate.
Ooh, it does.
It does. It smells good. And their eyeshadow palettes, like they'll have themes. Like they have like a chocolate bar palette, and it literally smells like chocolate. I think I have their peach palette, and it smells so good. Every time I do my makeup, I'm like, this is so fun. I just want to smell it.
So if you forget to put perfume on when your partner gets close to you,
do your makeup,
you're still going to smell good with the
makeup. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and curl her lashes. Open up, look down. Just lightly, just in the middle, so I'm not going all the way to the base. And I'm really gently squeezing. I just want to lift, turn towards me. I just want to lift it a little bit. You're doing really good for never having your eyes played with. It's definitely, I'm just going to town on you.
Well, you're good.
Thank you. Okay.
She's awesome.
All right, I'm going to use, this is Too Faced too. This is their mascara. It's their Better Than Sex mascara.
I don't know.
Is it? I don't know.
We'll have to take their word for
mascara.
it. I'll tell you after she puts it on.
Okay. Go ahead and look down for me. Open and then just kind of look down. I'm going to lift your lid a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push the her natural lashes right into these strips with the mascara. So I'm just doing a really light layer. And this mascara is like a volume building, so it usually goes on pretty thick, but because I just put a light layer on my brush, it's really just coloring your natural lashes. Look at me and look up for me. I'm going to do your lower. I like to do the lower lashes. I like a little bit of color down there. I feel like it opens the eyes. And I'm going to just take a brush, go ahead and look up. Smooth out this area. And I think I am going to add like a little bit of color under Pam's eyes too. I'm going to take that medium brown that I used for her transition shade and just go right under her lid. Okay, so that same color, that soft brown, look up for me. I'm just going to buff it into her lash line. Same thing, just on the outer corner. If you were to take this all the way in, on the bottom and on the top, it'll just make it look a little bit more dramatic, but because I want it to be pretty natural, I'm just going. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do her lips. I'm gonna do Honey Love by MAC. The shade is a really pretty like, peachy nude. Looks good on everybody. Especially on more fair skin tones, because then it looks a little more punchy. If somebody is really tan, it looks more like a pale nude. I want this look to be about the eyes, so I'm just doing like a light wash of color on her lips, and then I'm going to do some peach in her cheeks. Go ahead and open. And we filmed a little before video of Pam before we got started, before I did our brows or anything, so right before we're done, we'll play that for you guys. So usually I do the lips before the cheeks, because I kind of like to see the tones of the color that I'm doing. And then I just use the blush to tie it all together, because I usually don't like a lot of blush. All right, look at me. It's really hard to do the lips on camera because I can't stand right in front of you. So I'm just following her natural lip line. If we were doing her makeup in the morning or for photos or something where I wanted it to last a long time, I would do a lip liner first, because that's going to help it wear throughout the day. It'll keep it from feathering. But since we're just filming this video, I'm just going to skip the liner. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead. This is the Anastasia blush kit, and I'm going to go in with the peachy color and just do a little bit on the apples of her cheeks. Go ahead and smile for me. And this is so pigmented. You have to go in with like the lightest touch. Otherwise you'll get a big blob of blush on your face. Okay, look towards me.
So you're doing it like in circles, kind of, aren't you?
Yeah, I like, this brush is tapered a little bit, so I kind of do it in circles just to buff it a little bit. If I found with this brand of blush, if I spread it on, it looks patchy. But if I do little circles, it just swirls it around. Depends on the brush and it depends on the brand. Okay. Now I'm just going to finish off with some highlighter. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. And this is my favorite because it's just more of like a sheen. It's not super shimmery, so you can use it on any skin type and it's not going to enhance the texture and it's not going to look really chunky. Just gives like a nice
What's wrong with chunky?
Glow to the skin. You know, I like chunky glitter. That's fine. There's a time and a place. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of gloss. And then we will flash the before video for you guys so you can see. This one's almost done. This is Nymph It by MAC, and it's so pretty. It's like a peachy pinky gold, but it is almost gone. I like to do gloss in the center of the lips just to make them look nice and full, bring some life to the look. All right, let's go ahead and flash Pam's before. All right, okay, this is beautiful Pam after. You ready to see?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So pretty.
Wow. Wow, I like the eyelashes.
I know, they're so pretty. Thanks for being my model, and
that's
thank
cool.
you
You're
everyone
welcome.
for watching. I am going to be going live once a week, probably Thursday night, so make sure you're subscribed to my channel and hit the bell notification so that you'll be alerted when I go live. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.